You're listening to Biz-Souls, the business podcast with an edge, hosted by me, Rona and Jeffrey Hansler. Tune in for perspectives and discoveries about the changing world of business. It's time to connect to the heart, soul, and humor of how business gets done. Okie dokie, we're back. Welcome to Biz-Souls. I'm Rona Lewis.
I'm Jeffrey Hansler.
And?
We get to the heart and soul of business and the people that make it happen.
Prompt them.
And
Go ahead.
We're making it happen today.
Talking about?
Well, right now we're going to talk about, this is from the Hollywood Reporter. We're talking about, let me see the title of the article, and it was by
Just say it's plastic
Beth
surgery. We're talking about plastic surgery.
And the title's what caught me. The De-Kardashianification of America. And they're talking about...
people are getting less lumpy.
People are getting less lumpy. I like that. They're getting less lumpy, a lot less lumpy.
Yeah. And, the business of plastic surgery, injections, things like that is definitely changing. And, it's as I actually questioned this was like, hey, we're going to talk about plastic surgery. And it's a business, and it's a big business, especially here in Los Angeles and places like Dallas, some in New York and Chicago, a lot in South America, more in the United States than other parts of the world.
Right. And just as a reminder for everyone, we're a business podcast, and so this is about a business topic.
Yeah,
and
I'm not saying
general,
whether it's good
it's
or
about,
bad.
It's about trends.
Yeah.
No, and I understand that.
Yeah.
And it's about what's going on. Well, the first thing this article does is they bring up Ozempic, and they say this new trend in plastic surgery, less lumpy, as you say, is due to Ozempic and people getting idea that they could get thinner. So the idea was, were they just big and they couldn't get rid of it, so they decided to go bigger in different areas so they had more curves?
If you stop to think about society overall, remember Twiggy?
Right.
It was a lot of for you. It was before your time. In the 60s, there was a model named Twiggy, basically flat chested. Even like someone like Kate Moss.
She's basically a pencil.
Yeah, they were like soft boys. Yeah. No shape, everything, and now even the models are. There's large size, gorgeous models, and you don't have to be. There are very few size 2s now. I think the average woman in the United States is like 5'4"
right.
and 163 pounds. So roundness, that lusciousness is in, and people wanted part of it. It was
welcome to the
cool.
Renaissance.
Yeah, and the Kardashians were like that. They
right.
were, and they also had a lot of stuff done, lifted and the lips and all that. And now it's kind of going back the other way, because Ozempic is allowing people to lose weight so much more easily, although they are starting to see backlash for it.
Can I get a breath in here?
Sorry.
According to this article, even the Kardashians themselves are deflating, with butts apparently reduced and fillers seemingly dissolved. Mm-hmm. So it looks like they're doing less on themselves.
Yes, they are.
The body takes a toll on that.
Yeah. They're starting to see that.
Or it takes a toll on the body.
Yeah. Ozempic has a backlash. You get what's called Ozempic face, where even when you stop taking it, it doesn't really come back on your face, so you get the saggy skin.
Oh, really?
Yeah, stuff like that. It's hollowed out and it doesn't come back.
Oh, wow. And so lifts and breast reductions are on the rise, though.
Yes.
Even breast reductions are on the rise, along with tummy tucks to make the midsection look more fit. So people are getting tummy tucks and stuff. So that's and
then
nice.
like arm lifts, because of the part of the arm that waves
right.
goodbye 10 minutes after you're
right.
done.
And
yeah.
then?
And so I think what's happening is people are looking for the smaller things to just help them feel better, look a little younger, not the super obvious in a wind tunnel chewing on wax lips.
Well, you've always got a scar wherever they're cutting or lifting or something.
Yeah, when they lift, it's by the ears and
under the chin, along the chin line.
They bring it up from the sides. Yeah.
And then there's a comment over here about Tom Cruise, less Tom Cruise. What did Tom Cruise have done to his face? I don't know. He had done to his face. The fats where they make your cheekbones look sharper.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just looks bad though. I don't
know.
I don't know. I
Is
don't
this more
like
than one
getting older.
page?
Yeah, it comes over here fashionably late. It talks about that. Start 'em young. People are getting work done
Yeah.
later.
I worked with somebody back when I was doing fitness. I worked with this 25-year-old who was adorable, and all of a sudden she like was having injections and she had her boobs done and she looked done. She didn't look better. She just looked done. And I was like, it wasn't my place to say anything, but I was kind of gobsmacked at that age. Why? You young people, you're beautiful the way you are.
Well, they're saying that now that people in their 70s and 80s are coming in to get stuff done.
Well, because as we get, people are living longer and they want to look better. So you know what? I don't blame anyone. I don't. If it makes you feel better, get whatever you want done. And look, I'm not saying I've never had anything done. I just look natural. I may have, I may not. We don't know. I'm just throwing that out there because
Hi, I look natural.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, whatever it is, if you've had injections done or whatever, if it makes you feel good, fantastic. We are just talking about the business of what people are getting done more. People are getting things done that are less obvious.
Right.
And that's it's we especially the people who are on camera who think it's like if you get too much done, you have no expression in your face. So there's a lot of different things about it.
Dermatologist Soren White says his colleagues in LA are seeing patients come in earlier for anti-aging. It's not unusual for an 18 to 20-year-old to come in for filler and rite of passage.
This happens in LA, I think more so than any other area, any other major city because of Hollywood. And, I think people are still thinking that they're going to get discovered or whatever sitting at a soda fountain, which doesn't happen anymore, I'm sorry to say.
Yeah. Noses are becoming more natural.
As opposed to the little... On Long Island, we used to call it the Dr. Diamond nose. Back when I was 16 and all my friends were having nose jobs, everybody had it. It was a tiny little thing, like a little button nose, and everyone's nose looked exactly the same. It was horrible.
Couldn't even hold
everybody,
glasses.
and we knew, she has a Dr. Diamond nose. He got a Dr. Diamond nose. And it was, Dr. Diamond made a lot of money. I think he's dead now, so he can't sue me. So, yeah, it was frightening.
Right. Well, and what they're saying here is people are trying to get their nose to fit more to their face. So
that would make sense.
Yeah, that would make sense.
There it is.
Tom Cruise.
So what did he have done?
Buccal fat removal.
Buccal fat.
Buccal fat was once hugely popular.
Yeah, so he got the fat sucked out of his face, so his cheekbones.
But you're saying Ozempic does that anyway.
It does.
Rid of it.
It does because it comes, and it can make people look older.
Oh, and less lateral brow lift.
I don't know what that
Matt
is.
Gates. It's Fox Eye. No more Fox Eye. I guess they don't like Fox News or something. I don't know.
I don't. Okay.
But this year, the Fox Eye is downtreading. What's a Fox Eye?
I do not know. Well, look at Matt Gates. It's whatever he had.
Is that Matt Gates?
That's Matt Gates. I think they get it like pulled up.
Oh, pulled up like this?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Like I remember when I was very young, Glenn Campbell had a facelift and he looked, his eyes were just very slanted and pointy. Unnatural looking. So yeah, the exaggerated look is not in favor anymore.
So we also talk about advertising. So if all these changes are going on in plastic surgery, and there are a lot of plastic surgeons out there, a lot of people know
like every block. Here in LA, they're like Starbucks.
So
they're
how are
on
they
every
going
corner.
to do, as a business, how do you think they're going to adjust and change with this? How are you going to re-advertise? What are you going to... is it like dresses where you have to come up with a new look?
I think it's like look like you only better. And that is subjective because we are all, women especially, I look in the mirror every morning and I'm like, and we have, and I do and I don't because I really like myself. So, I also realize I'm not 22 anymore. And that's where we have to get to. I think we have to realize that looking like ourselves if we want to do a little perk up.
Right.
I think that's what these plastic surgeons have to really be willing to be, not just so accommodating whatever you want. That's what is needed to keep them in business. Be truthful. You don't need this yet.
Yeah.
I don't know any 22-year-old who needs a boob job,
Right.
Or at least, let me say that. Let me change that. I don't know any 22-year-old who needs to be a quadruple D.
Do you look at age differently? So when I was young, when I looked at people my age, I didn't see them as young. Now I look at people that are young, people that are that age, and I look at them as young. And it sounds obvious, but there's a different mental picture that goes through. So when I look at kids now, they don't need any work done. I mean, even ones that that criticalness, if you're growing up, I don't know if it's a perception issue.
I'm sure it is, because you have grandkids.
Right.
So it's a totally different perception of, as we get older, we can forget what it's like, to be them. And yes, we didn't see 18 to 20 or, 18 to 20.
They all look great. They all look great.
Yes.
For the most part.
And you can usually tell if they, even at that age, you can tell when they've had stuff done.
Right.
Because it's exaggerated when you get to that age. As we get older, our lips get a little thinner and our skin sags, so that if people do get a little injection, it's kind of back to what it was, unless it gets so much that you get that little lip edge. You can really tell.
You can tell. I don't know. And I think they do it because it's supposed to go down after you do it.
It doesn't go down so much. No.
Oh, it's just. I think people just get a blind eye to it.
I think it's so commonplace here in Los Angeles that we don't even notice it anymore.
Yeah, it really has.
I notice it, and that's okay.
It's like management, though. It's like bad management, I think. And I think people are just out of whack on this stuff.
It's not for us to judge what you have done. If you are happy with it, we are happy that you're happy. And if you are a plastic surgeon listening to this, please don't be afraid to say you shouldn't have this done because yada, yada, yada.
Well, there you go. Advice from Rona for the plastic surgeon.
Well, I mean, my friend Barry Cohn, who was voted one of the top plastic surgeons in Maryland, has a thriving practice. Shout out to Barry, because he says, don't do this. If you want to do anything, do this. It's much more subtle and it will make you look better. So he knows what to say to people to make them happy and not look ridiculous and have them be sorry afterwards, because it's, unless you get fillers, which will eventually drain out and, whatever. Yeah, you can't always fix it, especially if, you want to go up, you want to go down. It's never the same.
But I was thinking about, it seems the people that get something done want something else done. There's a lot of extreme.
It can be addicting.
Yeah,
it can
really
be
is.
addicting.
It's like taking a shot at it. It's like like tattoos. There's some people who have a few, and then there are people that get a lot, extreme stuff.
Yeah.
Although in business, extreme sometimes works. It's the absolute commitment to doing something different.
Yes, that is very true. And I do think that if you are in business and want to look younger, look more relevant, subtlety is the best way to go. If you're in your 60s and you want to look like in your 50s, fantastic. You can do little things. If you want to look like in your 30s, don't, because it won't work.
Yeah.
And that being said, if you want to do it anyway, go ahead. No skin off my nose.
Exactly. Well, we thank Linda Beth Landman for this article. Thank you.
Yeah, it's in the Hollywood Reporter from last week.
November 20th. Yeah, last week.
And that's it. So if you disagree or have comments, let us know. We're always willing to talk about it.
Yeah, look forward to it.
All right. That's it for us. I'm Rona Lewis.
I'm Jeffrey Hansler.
And this has been Biz-Souls. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.
You've been listening to the Biz-Souls podcast with your hosts, Rona Lewis and Jeffrey Hansler. Did you have fun? Subscribe, rate, and leave a review. It's very much appreciated. Talk to you next week.